Now for this part of the video, I'm going to just kind of talk about, I'll try to keep this brief and not too long, just major alignments happening the rest of the year. So I'll try to go monthly. So I do want to first start off by talking about Venus. So it's going to be a good year when it comes to love and relationships. There is no retrogrades for Venus, so that's good news. That doesn't mean that there won't be, relationship problems. Of course, that could also depend on your own natal chart, as well as the moon has an influence too. But the good news is there are no Venus retrogrades this year, so for the most part, love and relationships should be doing pretty well this year, or at least better than last year. It's also a good time too. There shouldn't be any major issues with money. There can be during Saturn retrograde, which again, I'll talk about that soon. But that's, again, just being careful about where you spend your money. And the same goes with even Mercury retrograde too. I would be careful with that during those times. So yeah, we will start with, here we have on, this is January 20th. The dates might be slightly different depending where you live. So it could be, the next day or the day before, depending on your location. So yes, Pluto will be entering Aquarius. And it'll be the same day that the sun goes into Aquarius. So right at the start of Aquarius season. Okay, so like I said, Aquarius, sun, moon, and risings, you guys will really be feeling this. Especially Aquarius suns during this season, so around your birthdays. Okay, so try to take it easy as best as you can during your birthdays. Okay, try to take it easy, especially if things suddenly feel like a lot or very stressful. Okay. And then on the 23rd, Venus will be entering Capricorn. So things in love are going to be very stable. Okay, on the 23rd here. I don't really need to look at that here. And the 23rd is not listed for some reason. But, oh, for Venus, yeah. But then Venus, so, oh yes, and then I do want to also mention there will be a Leo full moon on the 25th. The 25th here, a Leo full moon will be happening. So I feel like things with love are going to be really good, between the 23rd and 25th. It could be a very romantic time. You could feel very drawn. You could feel very drawn to your partner here. If you're single, you are really going to be standing out in the spotlight with that Leo full moon energy and with Venus in Capricorn. So, a great time to meet new people if you are single. And yeah, just really feeling yourself in your relationship as well. For those of you who are in relationships or marriages. So then on February 16th, I don't know if I should keep bouncing between the calendar. I'm not sure what you guys prefer. I think this is more of a listening video at this point now rather than a looking video, but maybe I'll at least show the moon. I'll show the moon chart at least. So Venus will then enter Aquarius on the 16th of February. Okay, so some unconventional, again, that word coming in with Aquarius, or, maybe being a little bit more, how do I want to say, being a little bit more adventurous with your partner, okay, with that Venus energy, and maybe trying new things together as well. So that'll be nice for February. Then we have on the 24th, the full moon in Virgo. Okay, so bringing a sense of practicality with Virgo to our emotions, being more rational. yeah, I think it's just, I'm going to just keep bouncing back and forth between that. So I'll just do this here. Okay. All right. So again, this is more of a listening video. If you guys want to take notes, feel free. The moon will also be entering Cancer. So it could be a very emotional energy at this time. You might feel like you want to just kind of stay home and relax. So that is something I also wanted to bring up as well. Maybe even sleepy, intuitive energy as well. Okay, so you can feel maybe your intuition more heightened at this time, but yeah, more of a sense of wanting to be at home or taking care of your home, maybe being with your family as well. It's a very nurturing energy here to start off the Pisces season with that moon in lovely Cancer. Okay, so March 11th, we have Venus going into Pisces. Okay, so now shifting into that very dreamy Pisces energy with Venus, okay? Dreamy Pisces. So you could even be talking about your dreams and aspirations with your partner, okay? Or even thinking about somebody here that's on your mind, okay? And then on the 25th of March, we have a Libra lunar eclipse. So this will be the first lunar eclipse of the year in Libra. Okay, so Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, you guys will probably feel this more intensely, or if you have a lot of Libra placements in your birth chart. Okay, so this will be very transformative when it comes to relationships. That goes for romantic ones, family, friends, finding a sense of harmony, bringing balance. So if there's something that has not been in balance, this lunar eclipse will challenge that and bring that to light. Okay, April 1st, we have our first Mercury retrograde of the year. It'll be in Aries until the 25th. Okay, so it'll last for pretty much the full month of April. So it's also going to be happening during an Aries solar eclipse on the 8th. Okay. So, and that'll also be conjunct, it's going to be conjunct with Mercury and Chiron and Taurus. So some old wounds, some old tendencies, maybe bad habits might be coming to surface and coming to light, right in the Aries light. Time to burn away those bad habits if you haven't already, with that solar eclipse energy here, and face those head on with that Aries energy. That, you know, it's really, the Aries energy is that new beginning. It's the beginning of the zodiac cycle. It's springtime. So facing anything that has been a wound for you, maybe bad habits or addictions. Then there will be following a Scorpio full moon on the 23rd. Could be a very emotional, very deep full moon, very introspective for you. Okay. This will also start off with that on the 25th, that conjunction with Algol that I mentioned before. So that's when that will begin. But like I said, it will be more exact in June. Okay, so then we have Pluto on Pluto retrograde. Not sure why I put that there. Let me just skip over that. So on May 23rd, we will have Venus entering Gemini, okay? So with Gemini, this will also be the same time as a Sagittarius full moon. Okay, so it could lead to some new ideas, okay, and some communication when it comes to love. Be careful of miscommunication here. It could also bring a sense of adventure, though, to your relationship with that nice Sagittarius full moon. But do, again, just be careful of any miscommunications there with those two together. Okay, and then we have on the, I mentioned the 7th of June with Uranus, Taurus, conjuncting Algol, the Medusa head. So I won't repeat all that again. Then we have on the 17th, Mercury and Venus is going to enter Cancer. Okay, so again, kind of like what I said earlier, Venus in Cancer is really beautiful. Okay, but you do want to be careful of how you communicate with Mercury, thinking about how you speak to your partner, or some of you may be noticing more people reaching out to you or asking you out on dates, or you may be doing the same, vice versa. Okay, more of a sense of home and family there, family harmony or relationship harmony with that beautiful Venus in Cancer energy happening at that time. Okay. And then Neptune retrograde. Neptune retrograde, like I mentioned earlier, will start July 2nd. It will be going in Pisces. So be careful with the Neptune retrograde. We can get a little too idealistic. Okay, we can be a little too in our heads, maybe too daydreamy. If you find yourself spacing out a little bit more during that time, that could be why. Okay. Could be a good time to maybe vacation and just, or even go to a beach and just be there with that water energy from the ocean or the water, being near water. But yeah, try not to get too much in your head during Neptune retrograde, as that tends to happen. You might also experience some intense dreams during that time. This will also have on the 21st of July, a full moon in Capricorn, bringing kind of like that Virgo energy, bringing that practicality to our emotions here, being more realistic about how we feel, but also a sense of loyalty. So especially if you're in relationships, you might commit more if you haven't already. Okay, and then August 4th, Venus will enter Virgo. Okay, so Venus and Virgo can work really nicely together as it brings that stability to relationships. So if you're looking for a stable relationship, this will be a perfect time for that. Or if you're looking for that next level in the relationship, commitment, you might see more marriages or more commitments during this time, or be looking for that yourself. Okay. Do be careful with Venus and Virgo about perfectionism, being too overly particular or nitpicking with things, okay? So do be mindful of that, especially if you are with somebody. Try not to nitpick too much. Okay, and then we have then the next day after, Mercury retrograde in Virgo. Okay, then it'll actually go into Leo on the 14th till the 28th. So Mercury retrograde is going to be in 2 different zodiac signs in August. So with Virgo, it'll be important for you with how thinking before you say things, especially during Mercury retrograde. So definitely think before you say things. You'll want to be also just kind of more in hermit mode. I think of the Hermit tarot card with Virgo as it corresponds to being more at home, being more of a homebody, and it's definitely a good idea to do if you can during a Mercury retrograde. And then of course with Leo, that really is kind of the opposite. Then all of a sudden you might want to be out more and socializing, which is fine to do, but be careful with that, as this can lead to miscommunications and some drama during Mercury retrograde. So I would advise to try to stay in more during that time, or just kind of be a little bit more low-key with social outings. The 19th of August will bring an Aquarius full moon. Okay. And so then September 1st, kicking off the 1st of September with Pluto going back into Capricorn, making another visit back to Capricorn, Like I mentioned earlier in this video, Capricorn Sun, Moons, and Rising, you'll probably be revisiting some things again and going, okay, what are some loose ends I need to tie up here? Are there still some things I need to finish up here that I've been working on the past 15 years or anything like that? Any new business endeavors, any new ventures you've started? So kind of tying up those loose ends there. That will last until the 11th of October, so a little over a month. Next aspect that I want to talk about, we see this beautiful kite shape here, and this has to do with this Pisces lunar eclipse happening. And there's this kite pattern forming between obviously the sun and the moon because of the lunar eclipse, and with Pluto and Uranus here. So again, it's more, it feels like a faded energy and things being revealed, especially with that Pisces nature going deep below the surface and then revealing something here. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if there are some revelations happening around this time with that Pisces lunar eclipse. Okay, then we will have Venus entering Scorpio the 22nd of September. So yeah, lots of water energy going on there with both those things being close together. Okay, so being, yeah, very intuitive energy with that water element at the end of September. Okay, and then we have on the 2nd of October a Libra solar eclipse. Okay, so let's go to the Libra solar eclipse. So we had the Libra lunar eclipse back in March on the 25th. So then Libra again is this time getting a solar eclipse on October 2nd here. Oops, I want to go to the chart. Yeah, this can be a very beautiful time for relationships. Again, both romantically or even just on a personal level, friendships, family. Okay, a lot of Libra activity happening here during this time, as it is Libra season too. Okay. So we have our Libra solar eclipse, yeah, and it should be about October 2nd, again, depending where you live and the time. Okay. So then Pluto is going to, Jupiter, I will say Jupiter retrograde is going to begin on October 9th, and it'll be in Gemini. Okay, so we could start to see Jupiter is very expansive energy, okay, expansive, growing, and with it being in Gemini, Gemini can correspond to information. So we could see a decrease, a lessening here of, it could even be with finances or with stocks maybe going down. I could feel that as well happening, but also with maybe repressed information going on at that time. Okay, so again, there's this play of information happening in 2024. And like I said, it mostly will be information coming up and surfacing, but I feel around this Jupiter retrograde, we might see some suppression of information happening here. So there's going to be some pressure being applied to that. Okay, so then on the 11th, Pluto will be direct. It'll go direct in Capricorn, so Capricorns can say goodbye to Pluto finally after all those years. And then it will enter on November 19th back to Aquarius, as mentioned, for the next 19 years, okay? And then on the 15th of November, there will be a Taurus full moon. And I didn't mention October's full moon. Yeah, October's full moon, 17th of October, Venus is going to enter Sagittarius. And on the same day, there will be an Aries full moon. Lots of fiery energy, a lot of passion. Okay, be careful with that passion. You could use it in a good way, of course. It could be a very romantic time for you and your partner, or for those of you who are dating. But again, be careful with those passions, not to overindulge in it. Okay? But yeah, overall a good time for love and being a little adventurous. And then, yeah, like I mentioned, there will be a Taurus full moon on the 15th of November here. And that is another nice full moon with feeling that sense of earthy energy, you know, really stable energy. It can be a little overindulgence, so be careful with the full moon at that time with overindulging or overusing anything, anything addictive especially. Be careful of that. And yes, of course, with Pluto entering Aquarius on the 19th of November. Okay. It looks like we will have a full moon in Cancer. Very beautiful. That's the, yeah, Cancer is right at home with the full moon there. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up the video now. So thank you everyone who watched this, especially if you watched this all the way to the end. It ended up being much longer than I anticipated. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you found it insightful. Please like and comment down below if anything resonated for you, or if there's anything that you feel you could add to, or any feedback of what I shared. Okay? So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. You can also find me on Instagram as well at the same name. It's Adriana Des Tarot. I usually post more on there if you'd like to check out my page there. Thanks for watching.